11. It's 6:39, man. It's the weekly tap in, and I barely tapped in, but I'm tapping in on these. What's good, man? Go ahead and do what you do. I can't find my phone. That's how my day has been, so I can't even share this with the people that I want to share with. I have no idea, man. It's been like that today, man. It's been a rough day. And one of the things that I want to stress today, first of all, before we even start, go ahead and put your city where you tap it in from. I know I didn't give you guys a heads up, but I got confidence in you guys. I know how you guys rock and roll. So I got the utmost confidence in everybody in here that everybody's can go ahead and hit that share button. I know it's unexpected and we up against it, as they said, KBLA. Shout out to KBLA for doing their thing over there. LA, it's been good listening, good black owned station. So today, hold on. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I think I can. Let's see. Just hold on. I'm just sharing it with my folks. I can do it from my computer. So I'm doing it from my computer. I want you guys to do the same thing with me. Go ahead and hit that share button. Go ahead and share. Let's see. Share to your story in public. Share now. All right. Let's get it. So that was it. That was real simple, man. And what we're talking about today is so critical. It is the most important part of success. I don't care what anybody says. The absolute most important part of success. And this is what I want to stress to you guys. So let me get back over here to my studio, as I say. But yeah, let me tell you, man, the most important part of success, showing up. You got to show up, dog. And a lot of times it's really, really easy to get out of stuff, right? We don't want to do it. Nah, man, I'm good, homie. Nah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Why? Because it's easy not to do anything. It's easy to stay still. It's easy to just sit there and sit there, right? Nobody's going to make you move, especially once you become an adult. Once you become an adult, it becomes a lot easier to BS around because nobody forces you to do anything. My wife and I were sitting there talking about when you in college or right when you in elementary school. My son's transitioning to, going from the third to the fourth grade. Right now, you're in the third grade. And this is at the point where responsibility starts to become either who you are or who you aren't real quick. So his responsibility level is increasing. Now he's got to turn his own work in. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. It's no more just parents holding your hand. So with that being said, that's the same thing in life, right? Nobody's forcing you to go out there and go get your bread anymore. Nobody's getting ready to tell you to go get your money. Nobody's going to tell you, as Marshawn Lynch says, nobody's going to tell you to go get your chicken. So you got to go out there and go hunt and feed yourself because you're going to realize when you get hungry, nobody's in the kitchen cooking for you, right? Nobody's doing stuff for you anymore. So it changes really quick. So that's why it's all the more important for you to start doing things on your own. Initiation, starting, finishing, whatever the case may be. Initiating first, more and more important. When you talk about going to the gym, you talking about going to the gym. The hardest part about going to the gym is showing up. That's it. That's the hardest part about going to the gym, showing up. Once you get that down, you're going to go in there and get lost, right? Hardest part about studying is getting to the library. Other part about studying is opening the book. It's really difficult for a lot of people, right? It's not always easy for everybody to do it. That's why everybody doesn't do it. It's important though that you show up. Show up to things because this is the thing. We don't know when God's miracle's coming. We have no idea. We don't know when, where, who's going to deliver it. We have no freaking clue. So it's so important for us. Things like this, man. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't hit the follow button on here, man, do so as soon as possible. We truly would appreciate it. And the reason why is it helps us grow. It helps other people discover us. We can do a lot of different things once more and more people start liking us. Leave us that review because it's so critical for us to get reviews so that we can compete in a really crowded space. and try to give you guys bigger and better content, better guests. It's hard to get guests on here. Nobody want to say that they sold D. You feel what I'm saying? It was difficult to get Jay Prince on here, but he came on, right? A lot of these guys want to tell their story, but it's difficult to get those ones who going to give you that real. Jay Prince probably, he busy, one of the busiest cats out there. Gave me time, gave me 30 minutes. That's all I needed. And I showed up. I showed up, but I had to show up for this podcast before I could get any of those guests. So I had to show up every day when nobody was listening, when nobody was watching, nobody was paying any attention. I had to be that one that showed up, still delivered, right? Still talk, still produce, even when there's no audience, even when nobody's paying any attention to you. This is the key of a professional. This is the traits of a professional. You got to show up even when it doesn't matter, even when nobody's looking, even when there's one person in the stand. You got to show up because you don't know who that one person may be. That one person may be that person that gets that trajectory and takes you there without having to lift too much. And that's the key. A lot of times I remember when I was a kid, I would bow out all kinds. Oh, no, I ain't going. Oh, no, I ain't going over their house. Then you find out it was cracking. You find out it was a party. You find out all this stuff, right? But first you had to, okay, I'm good. Because we make assumptions, right? We got hearsay. We hear from other people. Oh, man, that's trash, man. We don't do. Hold on, let me turn this on. Common assistant on. All right, wait a minute, man. Let's see. Hold on. That's probably why I can't see nothing, man. They tripping. Hold on. I'll get back to that. I wonder why I can't see a lot of stuff on here, but it seems like something happened to my account for some reason. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll check with Be Live in the process. But nonetheless, y'all still getting the same game, right? Still getting the same everything that I'm delivering. And what I'm talking about today, I already knew it was going to be hard to get here. I already knew it was going to be difficult for me to do a lot of stuff. I already knew that. And the reason why I knew that is because I was going to be challenged. Hold on 1 second. Let me figure out why. I'm trying to figure out why my I shouldn't have. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why it's doing that to me. But nonetheless, my apologies. If I can't see your comments on here, I'll look on the other page and see if the comments are on there. Because for some reason, I don't know why, but it's not. Let's see. Okay. What's up, Tallahassee? I got to go to my other thing. All right, Tanisha. What up, Samuel? What's up? What's up, Kenneth? My apologies. I had to go to this other thing to see you guys, man. So I'll see y'all here. Just tapping in, man. My apologies. I don't know why I can't see your comments or won't share your comments. I had to yeah, man, it's making me do a bunch of other extra stuff. So nonetheless, I'm gonna keep delivering, man. But hey, look, let me tell you this. They made me go through a lot of hoops to get here today, and I'm glad y'all joining me. I can't see your comments right now for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it did. Well, it's something. Anyways, the importance of you showing up is because the opportunity might be there. I don't care where it is. Work a lot of time, and this is the key right here. Whenever you feel like not doing something the most, that's probably when your blessing is coming. As ironic and as backwards as it sounds, when you don't feel like doing something the most, that's probably when you're going to do. It's probably going to give you the best experience and probably going to be your best blessing. As crazy as it sounds. Yeah, I know it doesn't make a damn bit of sense, but it is what it is. It's that itch, right? Because the enemy doesn't want you moving. Movement means that you could possibly get in the mix of something, right? Getting concert with the universe. But if you're standing still, we know you can't get in motion. Motion, you're not going to get anything. You're not moving anything. You're not blessing anybody. You're just sitting there waiting on a blessing to come to you. And you got to get in motion. I remember that with the work. We sit there, right? Nobody called, no pages. This is back in the day with pages. So nobody be paging. And I'm like, man, we got to get in traffic. We got to go make this shit pop. We got to go get stuff shaking. We got to get out in traffic and let the universe know we dead serious. We ain't playing out here. And once we did that, we run into people. They, oh, y'all, what y'all got? We got this, and then it turned into this, and then because you got to go be visible. You got to go get in traffic and make stuff shake, right? You can't sit in the house and wait for blessings. You can't sit in the house and do entrepreneurial work. You can for a minute, but you got to go get in traffic and smell what the streets got to offer. It's inevitable. So the main thing is show up to as much shit as you can, right? I'm going to TED. I got a TED talk I'm going to in November. I'll go see Will Smith in November. I'm going to see the Lakers probably. I'm going to everything I can because you don't know what's going to happen. We got an event coming up on the 16th, Harvest Festival, chili cook-off. Man, we're going to be out there frying chicken, homie. Putting ourselves out there, showing up. You have to show up, man. Let people know you out there and what you have to offer. Hey, we out here. We doing X, Y, Z. Hey, let me just go be nosy. Now, this is my family, right? And they know I'm going live. They just going to sit there and let the phone ring. That's the craziest thing. Anyway. No, I'm just playing. I be giving them a hard time about my life, but they're my biggest supporter, so I love them all dearly. And I appreciate them even allowing me to do this a lot of times, right? Because it's at the time where I get kids, but I got to give the world what I was supposed to deliver. And a lot of times, you don't feel like, you're like, man, I got anything left? What do I got? I'm tired. And when worked out, my son, I've been running him around. He just got out of school, karate school. I'm like, damn. And that's the time when you got to go deliver your message the most, because that's the time that people probably need it the most. It's when you're like, man, I got so much going on. But hey, let me set this aside because God's nudging me. I got a text. Shout out to Tanisha. Got a text. Hey, ain't no podcast tonight? What's happening? Checking me. That's God doing that. Saying, hey, homie, you supposed to be, it ain't time to chill and watch the Dodgers. You can catch the 6th or 7th inning. It's time to deliver your message. That's what you're here for, not to consume, but to give. Constant giving, right? People got the world twisted. They think this world is full of just gifts, receiving, right? When do we feel the best at Christmas? We seeing people open them gifts. We put that time in. We sat at that mall in. We stood in line for an hour at Macy's with, right? We get that joy, like showing cats, like, hey man, I put in that work, homie, you tripping. But we get gratification by making other people happy, not by cars and stuff. That shit lasts about a month. Oh, I got a new whip. Nah. Then it becomes, damn, there go the car. You know what I'm saying? That's us though. We got to stay on top of stuff. We got to get to moving and shaking and getting in traffic. We have to. We got to go find out where the bones are buried. Man, like E40 said, can't let grass grow under your feet, homie. And the only way grass grow under your feet is if you're standing there. But I'm in traffic. My homeboy T. Swillertop, hard to hit a moving target. Yes, indeed. Can't do it. Not unless you're accurate. And even still, unpredictable. You dig? So that's what we need. We got to show up. We got to show up and stay moving. We'll do that, man. He down to some convention I heard in San Diego. What are you doing down in San Diego, man? Finding out where it's at. Where you at? Where the money at? Where the money at? Not just sitting here. Period. Where the money at? That's what D at. He always, man, since I was a youngster, chasing the dough, going where it's at. Where's the action at? That's always been like that since I was a kid. Where's the action at? I'm sitting around here looking crazy. I'm about to get in traffic. Where, what, how? Let's go. I feel I'm capable. And you got to have that same confidence too. I know sometimes we deal with imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. It's a real thing. A lot of people don't realize. And it's that moment. If you don't know what it is, definitely look it up. But I'll give you a little synopsis. Basically, it's when we doubt in ourselves that we feel like we don't belong in a certain place. That's why we got to show up. I got an email from my advisor, professor, mentor, boss. She's looking at my paper. She told me one of the coldest things was, congratulations on completing your manuscript. And it's not finished, but I know what she's doing. Right? That we can work from this. you have a product. Okay, the study's done. You wrote about it. You did everything you spoke. Now you need to edit. Now you need to add graphs, and then we can submit this. And that's my first step towards becoming a doctor, PhD, because then I can apply for programs and stuff, and I can learn how that process works. And I'll do other studies after this. But I had to show up. In the summer last year, I was trying to was a year. This is on my second year of this study. But I'm learning. I was a novice. I didn't know what I was doing. But I did it anyway. Initiated it, came up with the topic, ran it by there, did the research, did everything I was supposed to do, hands down. One of the best experiences for me. It taught me so much about writing. It taught me so much about teamwork. But again, I had to show up. That's the key. If I don't show up, it doesn't happen. We're not having this conversation. And I told you guys over and over again, I use myself as the guinea pig. I'm the sacrificial lamb. Try me out, guys. Show them here. I'm the tester. Right here. Show them how it works. Watch this. I'm, the demonstration guy, right? All right, guy be like, all right, so watch Dwayne real quick. Watch what I do with him. So whether I fail, fall on my face, embarrass myself, whatever the case, I always consider myself the sacrificial lamb for all the homies, my family, anybody who's watching. And that's why it's so important. If you have that gift of leadership, and those who know, you guys know who I'm talking to. Everybody come to your house, everybody follow, everybody do all that kind of stuff. If you have that gift of leadership, you also have that responsibility of leadership. So you got to put yourself in different uncomfortable positions so that your people, the people that follow you, even if they admit it or not, that's irrelevant. That's ego driven. But deep down inside, they watching me. So it's your responsibility to be better all the time, especially when they're paying attention to you. That's that gift, and that's the gift and the curse that comes with that. You're always on. People are always watching, so you always need to be represented. You don't hear me becoming messy on Facebook. I don't talk about I don't do that because that's not what they come to me for. Not drama. They come to me for inspiration, books. What's next? D, help me on this. And that's the responsibility I had, right? Not give me a good ticket on a zip. I need a zip. Let me get it for $450, D. That will help you temporarily, right? Show me how to cook that pie, man. That might get you killed though, because you might bubble and then you don't really know how to defend yourself the right way according to that level of work. There's levels to everything, including the game, homie. All right, so you get your dough kicked in for an ounce, you probably gonna live. 10 bricks, that's probably a done deal. So in just understanding that level of things, right? But again, even in the game, we had to show up. Everybody wasn't on the block. Most cats was in PE class. We was in traffic. After third period, we was gone. Period. We wasn't just totally showing up to school, so we didn't want to get our parents in trouble. But after third period, man, Weezy out of here. And we went to go assume our roles. We had to show up. So it's so important. And I'm not trying to use that from a negative standpoint. But it's important to show up to everything, right? Show up to your kids' stuff. Show up to parent-teacher conferences. Like, we don't show up to that shit. Like, why not? You want to know what's popping with your kids. You want to show them that you're equally invested in their education too. Once you do that, you show them, hey, man, I'm invested too, homie. I believe it. Invest in the workout. Show up to the workout. Like me and my son was doing pull-ups today. He's becoming an animal on pull-ups, like legit pull-ups, which I wish somebody would have did with me at that age because I struggle with pull-ups. But again, show up, Dad. Show up to practice. Help him out. comment. He might be pissed or whatever, but you're still there. I remember, shout out to the homie Debo, who probably on this thing listening right now. I remember he told me, he was like, homie, I remember my dad kept me out of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, it pissed me off, but I'm so glad he did it. I remember we had that conversation, D. I don't know if you remember, but that's real. And I was like, damn, that was powerful because he prevented him from going through a lot of stuff. I mean, we still got down, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, a lot of stuff that was unnecessary that he taught him how to avoid, which is what we're supposed to do as parents. So it's important for you to show up as well. Boy, girls, especially dads with girls, then you better show up or somebody else will. That's the problem. So we got as parents, as brothers, sisters, as uncles, you got to show up. You can't show up a mess. You could do that maybe in your 20s, drunk and faded or whatever, but after a while, you got to have your stuff together. You got to have representation so that people can follow, so that people can start to build and model themselves. They don't have to do it exactly like you did it, but they need to do it I need a mold, right? I don't know how to bake this. I need at least the pie crust. I can work on the filling. So you might have to help them with that. And you got to do it by example, right? And you may have to do it by showing people. I show people all the time. I'm like, man, I'm not scared to fail anymore because I know God is directing my missions, period. So I'm not afraid to fail anymore. He's like, man, hey, man, go down this route. Hey, if you run into the brick walls, because I want you to turn right anyways. But you wouldn't turn right without you running into this brick wall. So I want you to go down here so you can learn about these things that are only on this brick wall path. But I'm going to want you to turn right anyways, because this is going to lead you to that one that I want you to get to. But there's only one way to get here, and it's down this particular street. That leads to a dead end, but it doesn't, right? I know it doesn't. You're like, man, the hell is D talking about? But trust me, this stuff, I don't need to speak in tongues. Like that, now I don't know what they're doing with that. God be speaking in plain English to me. Hey, man, hey, and he'll use somebody else. Hey, homie, hey. So, hey, homie. So, hey, what's up with that, homie? Hey, when you going? Hey, homie, what's up with that? And he'll send people. He'll send you reminders. He'll do all that. And it can be through commercials, TV. The dude is magical, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to show up because you don't know what the message is and how it's coming. He just wants you to have your eyes open so that you can pay attention and not miss the opportunities, and more importantly, the message. Because if you don't get the message, then you ain't going to respond the right way. You're not going to get that lesson, right? You get the test before you get the lesson with God, unfortunately. So, right? So you're going to be tested, and then he'll pass the message. But if you don't have your eyes open to say, what the hell just happened? Why did it happen like that? Then you'll miss the message and have to take the test all over again. And you don't have any study notes. And he'll give them to you. And that's the crazy part about it. He'll give you the study notes. They're everywhere, though. They're in random, like, newspaper. It's just, he's omnipresent. There's no limit to what he can do. There's no limit to who he is. There's no limit to how he shows up. I promise you that. And like I said, I don't even mess with preachers and nothing like that. So I wasn't raised in church or anything. So this has nothing to do with that. This is all my experience, juvenile hall, prison, county jail, dope game, family stuff, experience in life, right? So when they tell you, like a lot of homies, hey, homie, you need to live a little. Hey, homie, you need to live a little. Why? Because you don't have enough experience, right? So when I see memes, like rappers, these young rappers dropping like, oh, lifestyle, I'm like, dude, you got to live a little bit, homie. And I'm not taking anything away from youngsters, but you got to put some time into this thing called life. It's just not a gimme, right? It's just not I'm already wise, right? Because I hit a lick. Nah, dog, you got to keep your stuff. You got to maintain it. Then you got to maintain your health. And then you got to maintain your look, and you got to maintain everything, homie. It's a 360. And you ain't just nice in one area. You should be nice in the intellect as well. You should be nice spiritually as well. You should be nice academically. You should be able to be read, right? This is how I model myself. And I tell people all the time, man, hey, subjective, dog. This worked for me. This is how I rock. Now you could try to rock that way, but I would adjust it because God got something special for you individually. So I wouldn't rock the same way D rocks. I may take a nugget from D, like, all right, D, that was some jewels on me. Good looking. I'll take that. But I'll pass on this, I'll pass on that because those don't necessarily apply to me. Right? So it's up to us to figure out what's important that we want to take from individuals, right? Because if you take everything, right, if you try to duplicate, you'll just be a robot. Then you won't get some of that same divine guidance and success that God has for you because you're an individual. We got different fingerprints, homie. We different. So it's up to us, right? It's up to us to understand and bring out that individuality. Because we all got our own mission that we're supposed to be on. Trust me on that one. Everybody don't have the same mission. Everybody don't have the same objective. But we got to figure out what it is that God has for us. And the first step in that is showing the F up. Go to it, invest in it, spend the money on it. And I'm not just talking about partying. That's one thing I don't. I love entertainment, love, football game, memory stuff, like clubs and all that. Nah, I'm done. I'm good. If it ain't in Hawaii and we ain't doing the luau with a Hawaiian shirt and a drink, you ain't gonna see your boy there because I already know. So I just watch the news. Somebody got busted on it. I'm like, man, what are you doing there? What do you think's gonna happen? 2:00 in the morning, females, alcohol, dudes, whistles. I don't need any more information. I'm good. Right? But Hawaiian shirts, a pig roasting, pineapple, hotel, beach. Now we talking. You dig? So I know what I'm showing up to. I'm going to conferences, and conferences pop just as hard. You think a lot of times we think, oh man, we got to go hood stuff for it to crack. Man, go to one of these conferences. Them nerds get loose. If that's your forte, they get a little loose. They sip a little bit, but you get around people that know how to recover and respond the next day too. And that's an important skill set, which is why I don't drink as much because I can't recover, right? I'll be 45 this Saturday. And I can't recover like I used to. So I don't even participate. I'm the half a wine glass guy, and he's done. Where'd Dwayne go? He went back to the room. He's tapped out. Now cannabis, let's get it. And that's the one thing I do partake in, but it's been great for me, right? It's been great studying wise. I got my MBA with it. We good. I'm gonna get my PhD with it too. So that's a fact. One thing I tried to get, they got a PhD conference in Chicago that I tried to get in, that I'm still waiting on. I'll get the results on, I think, Friday. This will be my second time trying to get in there and get in the first time, which is cool. I wasn't supposed to. Right? This is one thing we got to understand with faith. We got to be cool with faith, right? We start fighting fate, and that's fighting God. This is what we're supposed to go through. Why are we going through this? Why, man? Why? Nah, don't trip. We got you. Always had you. Don't trip. All right? Show up. Come anyways. I know you thinking it ain't going to make sense. I know you thinking this and thinking that. I know you're making the assumption that you're not going to get anything out of it. A lot of us made that assumption tonight. Man, D ain't going to be talking about nothing. Man, let's just watch the game. Cool. And I'm not mad at those who chose that because that was a good option. That was for you. This might not be for you. We got to be okay with the way the universe sorts the cards out, right? We got to be okay in the spade game if we get all hearts. And we can still pimp the hand. It doesn't matter. With God, you'd be like, how did I work these? I got 7? Yeah, homie. 7 books, homie. You done had 1 spade. I'm just saying. That might not be possible, but I'm just saying. Dig? We got to be like that. We got to be okay with the way the cards are dealt, the way destiny has for us, right? We can make adjustments and adapt and adjust, and that very well may be the way destiny and fate had it set up for us to adapt and adjust. But we got to show up. We got to be okay with it. We got to be cool with it. I know who I am, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. And if I don't know why I'm doing it yet, I'm pretty sure God's going to let me know at some point in the game. But I'm going to just follow my instinct, right? I'm going to get my Denzel Washington on. Headed west, dog. Book of Eli. Go west. I'm going west, homie. And that's what we got to be. You got to show up, though. I can't keep stressing that enough. You got to show up. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys leave us a review. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We always dropping content. Appreciate the subscribes. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the shares. If you can do that for your boy, that would be fantastic. Thank you, man. We're trying to grow this audience, dog. We're trying to give more and more and more every week. We're trying to keep people motivated. One thing in this world we are lacking is people speaking life into each other. Man, we speaking negative. We thinking the worst. People complaining. What's that gonna do? I told my son all the time, man, what's the complaining gonna do? Oh man, is that helping you? Man, you might want to ask Google a question, man, to get you a little bit further. We got to start thinking logically and get out our damn feelings, man. Emotional all the time. Why are we emotional? Because that's available. Because it's available. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get to work. Let's get to our therapeutic stuff. If we need to go, go. You say, man, I need to go walking. Don't you dare say I need to go walking. As you're saying I need to, you need to be on your way to grabbing your shoes and get in motion. You don't talk about what you need to do. You go do it and say, I needed to do this. I needed to get this done. Therefore, it's done. I don't talk about what I'm going to do. I say, man, this is done. Once I say it, it's already done. In my mind, it's a wrap. Now, I might fail in the process, but as far as I'm concerned, that's done. So I keep talking this PhD stuff. I was doing the same thing with my MBA. Talking that. Next thing I know, I got into one program, wasn't the program that I wanted. And then I reapplied to that other program and got in a year later. Same thing happened with the apartment that got us to this house. Period. You got to show up. And you don't think just because things are what they are at the time doesn't mean they're going to stay like that. It does not mean they're going to stay like that. So don't make a permanent decision off a temporary situation. You shouldn't. Take it. Why am I here? That's all you should ask. And then say, okay, cool, God, I'm as you lay out the plan, I'll be taking notes. Period. As you lay out that plan, I'm taking notes. Continue to lay out the plan, God. Thank you. And he will take you through it. And it may not make a damn bit of sense because it's not supposed to. We're not at that level. Our comprehension level doesn't go that high. It just doesn't. So it doesn't make sense why we're doing what we're doing or why we're going through what we're going through. It also doesn't make sense why we go through the struggles that we go through. Damn. Like, why did all this stuff happen? I was crispy. Stuff wasn't happening. My car was tripping today. All kind of stuff. I'm like, all that to try to prevent me from delivering this message. All that to try to get me not to tap in tonight. All that. And you see all the smoke, shenanigans, mirrors, the same stuff the enemy uses. He can only use stuff that goes out the tailpipe, things behind us. He can't get in front of us. He gets in front of us and tries to say, hey, like, hey, get scared. You walk right through him. Then you walk right on to faith. Because faith is standing right behind this fool trying to scare you from not making a move, from not doing something, from not taking action, from not reading that book, not sliding in the library and going to go check out the entrepreneur section just to get an idea and some inspiration from somebody. That's what he wants you to do. Make that move. Show the F up, homie. Please do. Sorry I couldn't get to y'all comments tonight. Had technical issues, but your boy still showed up. Still showed up and still delivered, homie. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys tap in next week. We'll be giving you more, and I'll make this comment thing kind of go away. But your comments are still there. I just can't see them right now from my side of things. But I appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe, like, YouTube, and we'll see you next week. Oh, so let me just show you real quick. Book suggestions. So I got a few books. Let me see. I got a few books. And the reason why, let's see. So I'll show you the last few books I got, and I'll tell you why I got them. Let me just do this real quick. You guys got to remind me, but I can't see. Let's see what we got here. Let's show on the stream. All right. So on the left, we have from starter. Right now, my son is doing acting. Like he's doing some, shout out to the homegirl too. You know who you are, from the town too. Um, her daughter acts, so she put my son on some stuff. But anyways, long story short, the agent told me to buy 2 books. He immediately bought them. That's one of the things I'm telling you guys about taking people's advice. If somebody suggests something, take action, homie. That's God's message. He doesn't play around. He's immediate and exact. So don't play around. The other one right there is mobile vending. I bought that mobile vending book is because we're doing chicken. We're doing events now. So this is part of the process and the plan. I said this, like my vision, our vision was to start small events, move on to festivals, and then eventually airport. That's the goal. In that order, no particular timeline though. Right? We're building a brand right now. And then right next to that, on the right of that, you see California. These are all the fast food restaurants. This is the story of all our fast food restaurants from A to B. I think I showed you guys that last week. So that's what I'm reading right now. I'm just finishing up that mobile vending book. It's giving a lot of good pointers. So anything that you want to get into, it doesn't matter what it is. There's a book written on it. So go pursue it. Go show up to the library. If you can't show up to the library, look on Google, Amazon, and buy the book. Get a Kindle subscription. I don't care what it is, but make that move and show up. Peace and blessings. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.